Welcome to Daily Plunge. We're in the Gospel of John, chapter 9, verses 1 through 17. Jesus is walking along and he sees a man who is blind from birth. He's never seen. And in another way of thinking about it is that he is bound from birth. He's always been blind. And his disciples ask him, who sinned, him or his parents? Now, actually, the first question is they both sinned, because Jesus in chapter 8 said that all who sin are slaves of sin, and the Bible tells us that no one is righteous, not one. All people sin. So they both have sinned. But why is it that he was born blind? Is that because his parents sinned or he sinned? And the Lord said neither. And then comes this amazing statement. This happened so the works of God might be displayed in him. And that's some people could take this as a really tragic viewpoint, is that God allows bad things to happen to us so that his glory may be displayed. And I think that to sort of look at this a little bit differently is that God is a very cheap German. Okay? Because he won't even waste evil and wickedness, right? God uses everything to promote his kingdom. There are actually theologians who talk about the economy of God. And God does not waste. He won't even waste this blindness and just toss it away. He's going to use this as an opportunity for his grace to be displayed. And I want you to think about your own life, how God can use the very worst things in your life so that the works of God, rather than in your work, so that the works of God might be displayed in you. Powerful verse. Jesus goes on to say, night's coming when no one can work. So as long as the Lord is with us, we should be working. Because why? Because while he's in the world, he is the light of the world. You can't see without the light. Now, he spits on the man's eyes, or he spits on the ground, makes some mud, puts it on the eyes, and then tells him, go and wash. Go wash in the pool of Siloam. And it's a Sabbath day when he does this, and his eyes are open. Now, various people see the man born blind and see that he's changed and proceed to dismiss the miracle. Well, he wasn't always blind, or he wasn't that blind, or it's only sort of blindness. And we do this with sin all the time. We do this with God's miracles all the time, where we try to hem them in and dismiss them. He only looks like the blind man, but the blind man says, no, it was really me. He's giving a testimony to what God has done to him. And what about you? Do you give a testimony to what God has done in your life? So the law keepers, the law enforcers come up to him. How have you received your sight? Who made this happen? And again, because Jesus did this on the Sabbath, it's a big taboo, no. And the Pharisee said, this man's not from God. He doesn't keep the Sabbath. No, but he's doing something more than the Sabbath, which is to do the works of the Father. And as I said, how can a sinner perform such signs if they're not from God? Well, that's a good question for us to ponder. Thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.